WFMY News to Shred, it's back! Oh yeah, it is. We're at the Greensboro Coliseum. Take a look at this line. These are the folks that have been lined up waiting to protect their identity, and that is what is happening right now with every single car that goes through this line. So what's happening is you bring your documents that you need to shred for your privacy, and those pro shred trucks, they're gonna just mash it up so that no one can put any of those pieces of paper together. This is one of the easiest ways to protect your identity. And guess what, folks? It's free. So if you want to come down here by 7 o'clock tonight, you know what? We are going to shred your stuff. We are so happy that we are able to offer this community service to you. And I know, Chad Silver, you too are happy to be part of this. I know you love this event.
Tanya, you know I love this event just about as much as you do. Isn't it wild to think that it has been almost 4 years that we have had a shred event because of the pandemic? We are so happy to be back. And Tanya, I know that you're typically the bad luck for weather when it comes to News 2 events outdoors, but what a beautiful day we've had. We're at the other end of the line. We're going to take a little bit of walk down here. People really started coming in just about 10-15 minutes ago. They've opened the lines up, and there are people as far as the eye can see. I talked to some of the people who are in line. They started arriving around 2:30 this afternoon, so really not that bad of a wait, about an hour and a half. A lot of people very excited to get some of their documents shredded. Hi there, how are you? A lot of people we're very thankful that we brought this event back because it has been so long. How you doing? Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. Good to have you back. Yes, I think we all needed it, right?
You can tell, can't you?
Enjoy the weather. All right, well, we are going to be out here for all evening, right? So this goes until 7 o'clock. The weather is beautiful. Come out and join us if you can. Back to you guys.
All right, Chad and Tanya, lots of folks out there already. We'll check in with you guys a little later in the show. Well, hopefully the wind today doesn't blow away anything you need to shred. It's not just impacting us here in the Triad. The mountains are dealing with strong winds as well. The Biltmore Estate has resumed normal operations after delaying opening this morning. A memo sent to pass holders and a post on the website explains weather conditions have improved, so the estate is open, but out of caution, wooded trails, paths, and outside activities remain suspended until 5. This comes after 2 deaths from falling trees earlier in the last 2 years.
And you know, the winds are actually worse in the mountain communities. That's usually the case, though. The topography kind of helps with that wind whipping around up there. In fact, if you look at sustained winds, you know, the Triad, we're anywhere between about 10 to 20 miles per hour for a constant wind. It's up to 15 in the Boone area. But as far as winds are concerned across the region for wind gusts now, we have seen over the last little bit those wind gusts going upwards of 30 miles per hour or even more. Look at this, is just since midnight last night, right? So 35 in Greensboro, 30 Winston-Salem. Reidsville, you had a 30 mile per hour wind gust as well. Galax, 36 miles per hour, but Boone up to 47 miles per hour. Overnight lows for us tonight going down to about 42. It'll be mostly clear. A little chilly for your start to the morning. May need a light jacket. Probably will, actually. 69, though, for the high tomorrow with sunshine. It's nice. Best part about tomorrow, the winds will die down. Once we get there, we're in much better shape. Most of the precipitation has lifted to our north, so we don't have to deal much with that. In fact, we don't really have a rain chance in our forecast until we get toward the weekend, of course. By the way, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We've been getting a lot of emails of folks saying we've seen rain on the weekends almost exclusively for a lot of the weekends this year. So we'll talk about that in a minute. 69 degrees for your high tomorrow, then we warm it up to 72. That Friday 20% I think is more late day and into the evening. It's a 50-50 shot on Saturday. That's the rainiest day of the next 7 with a cooler high of 65. Now we go back to normal and even above normal next week. Sunday partly cloudy 73, Monday scattered clouds at 78, and how about low 80s with a slight pop-up late day shower possibility for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Less than 5 hours ago, a shooter opened fire in a medical facility in Atlanta. 4 people were shot. 1 of them was pronounced dead on the scene. The other 3 have been taken to a local hospital for treatment. According to the City of Atlanta Police Department, it sent out alerts around noon for people to shelter in place. Photos of the shooter were released by the department. The suspect is not in custody. Police have allowed people in the area to leave after their buildings were cleared. Here is what one person said they witnessed.
I was meeting a friend for lunch at the restaurant right next door to where everything was happening, and it was probably about an hour ago. we saw some cop cars coming up and people rushing into the building. They had some pretty heavy-duty gear, assault rifles and riot shields, things like that. And then more and more just kept showing up until the whole street was just flooded with police, and saw a few people leaving in ambulances heading to Grady. So that was what we saw. We were asked to, an officer came into the restaurant and asked us to stay put until they located him.
Terrifying. We will continue to follow this and update you as we learn more information. Right now, we are watching several bills moving through Raleigh right now. Today, lawmakers are discussing a bill to tighten abortion access. Right now in North Carolina, women can get an abortion up to 20 weeks, but if the Care for Women and Children's Family Act passes, it would only allow abortions up to 12 weeks. There would be some exceptions, though. Abortions after 12 weeks would be allowed in the case of incest, rape, fetal abnormality, and when the mother's life is in danger. This proposed change is sparking reaction from those on both sides of the issue. We'll dig deeper into what they are saying coming up at 5 p.m. Another bill moving through the House was recently approved by a health committee. If passed, it would ban gender transition surgeries for minors. The bill originally would have also banned gender affirming care, such as puberty blockers and hormone therapies, but it was amended to just be limited to surgical procedures. The House is expected to vote on the bill as soon as tonight. New at 4, high school athletes in our state can soon make money off their brand, their personal brand. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association Board approved a new policy a few hours ago that lets players profit from their name, image, and likeness, commonly known as NIL. The change takes effect in July and impacts nearly 200,000 athletes. Players would need to take an NIL education course before agreeing to any deals and report it to their schools. Schools need to report all agreements to the state. 27 other states have NIL policies in place. Got a different thoughts about this, you know, some pros and some cons to this, but my biggest thing is they're so young at that age, and so many young adults don't even know how to manage their money. It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around somebody that young getting such a huge opportunity like this. Would they understand the magnitude of something like this?
I completely agree, and this is just my opinion, but I think at that stage in life they need to focus on academics and getting to that next level in college. How many high schoolers have enough clout really to make any money on NIL unless you're that 1 in a million LeBron?
Like a LeBron James,
right, or Moses Malone or somebody that went straight to pros. I just think they're opening a can of worms, and it's hard enough to regulate NIL in college, much less at a high school level.
And I also wonder, where do the parents come into play? I almost feel like if these folks are especially under the age of 18, not only should they take an education course, their parents should take an education course on this as well. I can just see this getting a little messy. I'm not saying that there's young athletes that, you know, don't deserve something like this, but I don't know.
Just think about how distracting that would be for a 16-year-old kid.
All right,
you know?
Let's check in with Tanya down at the Shred.
We are live here at the WFMY News 2 Shred at the Greensboro Coliseum. So these are the cars that are all going, making sure that they're protecting their identity. I'm getting a few waves from people here and there. They're saying, hey, thanks for this. Now, here's why we do this. I want you to look at this right here. You can see it says 1040 form. All right, so if you're strip shredding at home, that's a problem. That's because identity thieves look for stuff like that. In fact, a 5th grade class put this together for me when I just put out a whole bunch of shred stuff. They were able to piece this together. What do you think an identity theft is going to do? So what I want you to do is think about this as a wake-up call, not only about shredding, but also about maybe not getting everything on paper anymore.
I shred stuff that's on paper, but I avoid putting a lot of stuff on paper because that's the best way not to, accidentally put it in the garbage. Unshredded. The reality is a lot of things don't need to be printed.
All right, so your trash, it is easy pickings for those identity thieves. So if you can get stuff online instead of getting that paper document, that's going to help out. You know what else is going to help out? Don't be just throwing the things that you get in the mail right into your trash. I'm talking about your medical benefits of insurance. I'm talking about those credit card offers. Those have to be shredded as well because they have important information about you. And identity thieves, they're going to take the time, and they'll take more time than it's going to take these folks to get through the line to protect their identity. So if you do have time today, come by. We're going to be here until 7 o'clock tonight. If not, hey, you know what? You need that cross-cut shredder at home.
Great advice. Thanks so much, Tanya. We got this live look. You can see the cars just coming in droves. You have plenty of time to take your 3 bags or boxes of stuff to be shredded at the WFMY News 2 Shred event. We will be there until 7 this evening. Stick with us. We'll be right back. The man accused of killing 5 people in Texas, including an 8-year-old, has been caught. Police say they found him hiding under a pile of laundry at a home about 16 miles from the place that the crime took place. The suspect's wife is now also in custody after police say they believe she helped him and did not tell them where he was.
What we believe that Ms. Nava was doing is that she was providing him with material aid and encouragement, food, clothes, and had arranged transport to this house.
The sheriff's department says a friend of the suspect is also in custody. The suspect is charged with 1 count of first-degree felony murder, but the DA says additional charges are possible, including capital murder. The Pentagon is temporarily deploying 1,500 troops to the southern border to help as migrants flow into the area. It comes as the end of a program that denied them entry because of the COVID pandemic approaches.
For 90 days, these 1,500 military personnel who will be sourced from the active duty component will fill critical capability gaps such as ground-based detection and monitoring, data entry, and warehouse support.
Customs and Border Patrol officials say as many as 10,000 migrants could cross the southern border every day. The White House has also announced a deal with Mexico that will admit some non-Mexican migrants deported from the U.S. who entered illegally. It's been 5 years since Kilauea erupted. It upended the lives of many on the island as lava broke through the ground. As the eruption raged on, more than 700 homes were damaged or destroyed. By early August, the eruption came to an end and alert levels were lowered. The landscape, however, forever changed and lives permanently altered.
We need something shredded.
I mean, every year it's like this, and we haven't had one in 4 years because of the pandemic. And
All right, we're taking another live look where we are out at the WFMY News 2 Shred event. The cars, they just keep on rolling in. But don't worry, if you're at home, you have plenty of time to take your 3 bags or boxes of stuff to be shredded. We will be out there until 7 this evening. If you arrive before 7, your things will get shredded.
You know, there are clubs for just about everything these days, but I found out about a club for beard enthusiasts. They're called, and I love this name, the Bearded Villains of Western North Carolina. They have a charity fundraiser this weekend that is anything but your typical fundraiser. I spoke with Chris Locklear of the organization about what this event will entail. Hey Chris, thanks for being with us today. So I love this idea. It must be great visuals. Tell me what we can expect if we go to this.
So the biggest thing to expect is it's fun. That's all it's about. It's about having some fun and raising some money. Yes, we're judging your beard, but it's all just for the sake of fun. There's no real hard line. You gotta look a certain way. Matter of fact, we love it when the women and kids get involved too.
All right, well now you got to talk about the women and children. I did not know that's part of the competition.
Okay, so those are actually some of my favorite categories because they get really creative. So I've seen people with paper quilled sea scenes strapped to their face. And then I've also seen spider webs from Halloween decorations put in. And then you'll see other things like we had one kid show up at a competition. He had a taco on his face and started out handing out tacos. I mean, it's just to have a good fun time.
So you guys always do some sort of charity aspect. Talk about this year and why do you do that?
Hey, so as far as it goes, Bearded Villains, a big part of what we try to do is just get involved in our community. We look around, we see that a need might be met, and we put forth the effort to meet that need. And so one of our guys saw that the organization was doing such a wonderful job that they decided, hey, how can we help them? And our best way to help them, in this case, is to do a fundraiser. So of course that led to the beard competitions, which are always a good way to draw on some money and help these organizations move forward. So the charity for this event is going to be the North Carolina Baptist Children's Home based in Thomasville. And it was more of a matter of we saw a need that could be met and we decided we could do that by fundraising for them. So we're holding this beard competition to do that.
Chris, thanks man for your time today. Good luck with this. Cannot wait to see the pictures. So this event is this Saturday at Hangar 1819. That's on Spring Garden Street. It runs from 4 to 10 p.m. Tickets are $20, and you can go to their website to check it out or link through our story on our website. It's funny because he said they have the handlebar mustache contest, and it was funny. I looked on the website and on the flyer, and it shows the length of the beard.
Okay.
So there are categories. So if your beard is like 2 to 4 inches or 4 to 6, and then it goes up to 12 or 12 and up, like imagine a foot long or more beard, then that's a whole separate category. So don't think you can't compete.
I wonder what they're rated on, like as far as judging. Say if your beard is only is it how nicely it's shaped or
so some of the judges are stylists.
Okay.
So they're people that are used to doing beard trim ups and that kind of thing, and so that they're like the experts.
Yeah, I gotta say it seems like a lot of maintenance, especially if you have a beard all the way down to here. I'm just
Yes.
thinking, how many bottles of shampoo do they have to go through for that? It just seems like a lot to deal with.
And eating.
Yeah, and eating too.
It's
You know, get a bag of
difficult.
chips. Can't get those crumbs in there.
That's right. Anyway, it's cool. Make sure you, at least if you don't go, check out the pictures on their
great
Facebook
cause.
page. Yes, a very good cause. Forecast, let's get to that. We've got some winds to talk about. And I mentioned earlier about the rain. I want to talk about that. A lot of people, Christian Morgan and I were chatting about this in the Weather Center today about how many weekends. It seems like you look at our forecast over the last several months, and every weekend we get rain, then it's clear for the work week. So we did some number crunching, and it's hard to believe. For the entire year so far, only 4 weekends without measurable rain. Now, you may have gotten a sprinkle, but only 4 without measurable rain. And for precipitation, we're 3.67 inches above normal for the year. The year-to-date average is 13 inches and 92/100ths, but we're already at 1759. If you look at this map, all the yellow spots are the weekends that we didn't get rain. All the blue icons, the raindrops there, are the weekends that we did get rain. So it's almost every other weekend, if not a couple weekends in a row for every month. So I think the stat from this that you take away is only 4 weekends for the entire year without measurable rainfall. Yeah, you don't hear about that very often, that's for sure. Overall, we're having some trouble with the weather computer here. Yes, it does not. Lauren, hit that space bar on that computer for me. There we go. No, the other one to the right. Lauren's become a junior meteorologist now. Here we go. I'll step over here. It's 60 degrees in the Triad right now, and 62 in Raleigh. It's 70 in Charlotte. Boone 51. Wind gusts, they're up there. 35 miles per hour in Greensboro. 30 in Winston-Salem, even a 37 mile per hour wind gust in Burlington. Forecast planner for your Thursday as we head into tomorrow. You'll see those overnight lows in the low to mid 40s tonight. Highs tomorrow in the upper 60s. The winds, thankfully, die down a good bit. Here's your 7-day forecast. It's a 20% chance of a shower Friday night, but a high of 72 during the day. Really comfortable. A little cooler and rainy on Saturday. 50% chance and 65. Sunday's really nice. 73 scattered clouds. Warming up next week, folks. Here we go. Above normal. 78 Monday, partly cloudy. Still partly cloudy Tuesday, Wednesday, and low 80s. 81 and 82. And anytime we get in those low 80s, we can't rule out a late day pop-up shower, so we'll put that 20% chance in.
Chad Zower live outside the Greensboro Coliseum for this year's WFMY News 2 Shred event, and we are about to show you the inside of a well-oiled machine. We're pretty far back in the line, but look at how well this line is moving. It's like a life-size form of snake, right? Look at these lines just going back and forth. We've been doing this for years, and this is the best way to do it. Some people at this point have told us they've been waiting in line for about 45 minutes. Tanya has said throughout the week that the best time to come, if you don't want to wait as long, is during the last hour, so between 6 and 7. We're going to be out here live for the next couple of hours, and we'll be right back.
New drinks are coming to a popular convenience store. Sheetz is hopping on the bubble tea bandwagon. Starting today, they are offering boba at more than 650 locations. Boba tea originated in Taiwan in the 1980s and have enjoyed a recent growth in popularity. It is a cold beverage that usually has a tea base along with a milk or fruit flavor and edible tapioca balls. You can also add popping boba to already existing drinks.
And a Wendy's classic is soon going to be on store shelves. The restaurant chain said that they are putting their chili in cans now to sell at grocery stores. Conagra Brands partnered with Wendy's to get the staple menu item to your grocery store. The product will be available soon. The suggested retail price, I sound like I'm on The Price is Right, is $4.99.
Higher, higher, lower, lower. No. So, you know, it would not be the 4 to 5 if we did not talk about food, right? So I asked you on my Facebook page, what items from a restaurant would you like to see sold in stores? Brittany Wall says Texas Roadhouse or Logan's Roadhouse Rolls. We actually had a few people that said that. Dolores Ayers wrote Bloomin' Onion. This was another popular one. Eric Henderson, Big Mac Sauce. Diane Milton, Stamey's Barbecue. And then Lynn Johnson said anything from Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's. And I agree with that. I put the Chick-fil-A sauce on everything. Make a sandwich, I put it on there. Make a burger, I put it on there.
Buy those containers of that stuff. So I would have, I'm going back now, so I don't know if you even remember this, but Quincy Steakhouse used to be a thing, and they had the big fat yeast roll. That's what they called them.
Quincy's?
And Quincy's Steakhouse.
Okay.
And they had the big fat yeast roll. It was like a commercial. They'd have a guy in a costume. Those things were off the hook.
So good.
It's like Olive Garden. You know,
Okay.
What do they have? The
breadsticks?
Yes, the breads. It's like that. But more like a big roll. It's huge. And they put honey butter on it.
Ooh, that sounds
so
really good. So I'm more of a sauce person. So I was thinking about certain sauces that I like, but every time I would Google it, it was in the stores. I just haven't seen it. So first I was thinking the campfire sauce from Red Robin.
Yes.
So good. Apparently that's in the store. Then I said, you know what? Buffalo Wild Wings has a great onion ring sauce. I Googled it. That's in the store. And then I said, you know what? Arby's fries are great. Googled it. That's in the store, but I just haven't seen these things in the store.
I didn't know that either. I like Arby's horsey sauce.
Oh yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah.
You could probably get that too. We don't know. All right, we're going to take a break.
Google,
we're coming right back. Yes, I'm hungry. Shredding day. That's what I'm going to call it, the official shred day. I got my hair cut in honor of shred day today at lunchtime.
Lots happening at that shred event.
Oh, yes.
Lots of people are out there. Let's go ahead and check in with Tanya Rivera, who's down at the shred. Hey, Tanya.
All right. Hey guys, so the line is moving. We are live here at the Greensboro Coliseum. You can see the line stretching all the way down there. And then I don't know if you can see it, but all the way to the left, there's a bunch of cars that are moving side by side. That's because they're weaving their way up through the Greensboro parking lot to get to the shred. But I gotta tell you, this line is moving fast. We did 100 cars in the first 15 minutes. Can you imagine? All right. So shredding, this free shred event, that's one way to protect your identity. The other way is to freeze your credit. That is free as well. Let me tell you about it. You should freeze your credit and your child's credit. You can still use your credit cards, but it keeps the bad guys from opening up accounts. We have info on how to do the credit freezes for you and your kids. Hey, this may be the very first time that you're thinking or hearing about freezing your child's credit, but think about this. You're putting their social security number and other personal identification out to many things, doctor's appointments, maybe schools, all that kind of stuff. And identity thieves want their identity the most. Why? Because you're not even going to know for the next 10 to 15 years that someone's been putting credit cards in their name. So that's why you need to freeze your child's credit. Again, absolutely free, just like the shred. You can come on down here until about 7 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Tanya. Lots of folks lining up, and that line will be going on for a while, that's for sure. All right, let's talk about the weather, because we have some changes coming up. You know, I'm actually looking forward to next week when we see those temperatures get back into the upper 70s and low 80s, above normal for a change. We've been cool for a while. Continues to be cool right now. 60 in the Triad, Raleigh's at 62. We do warm it up to the 70s for the coastal sections. Wilmington at 73, Myrtle Beach with the same reading, Columbia 74, but Boone a cool 51 degrees. Wind's still an issue today, but that should die down by tomorrow. Thank goodness. Our Thursday looks a lot better and a little bit warmer too. So we'll go with a wind gust of 35 miles per hour. Now, these are wind gusts, not sustained winds. So once in a while we'd see a wind that high. And that's since midnight last night. 35 in the Greensboro, 37 mile an hour wind gust. Burlington, Boone almost had a 50 mile an hour wind gust. Same story for them yesterday as well. The planning forecast over the short term here through tomorrow, we'll start out in the low 40s tomorrow. So a little chilly in your morning commute. But then by the end of the day, we're looking at upper 60s, mostly sunny skies, and maybe a few clouds late, but the winds will start to die down, thank goodness. Long range forecast here, our 7-day outlook, 69 tomorrow, 72 on Friday. That is not bad. Rain chance, that 20% is probably Friday night. It's a 50% chance on Saturday, a cooler high of 65, and then here goes that warming trend as we go upwards of 73 on Sunday. Monday, partly cloudy, 78, really nice. Low 80s Tuesday, Wednesday. Those rain chances, don't worry about that. That's a typical summertime forecast with a pop-up late day shower. Anytime we get into the 80s, we start to see that type of thing. And it's a beautiful couple of days next week.
Tonight, an urgent push to find an escaped inmate who broke out of a Virginia jail. Just a few hours ago, the FBI raised the reward for Alder Marin Sotelo to $70,000. He escaped Monday. You'll remember he's accused in the shooting death of a Wake County Sheriff's deputy. He might be in a car just purchased from a dealership in High Point. Investigators say his sister bought a 2000 red Mustang for him and a second inmate who escaped. Police have now arrested the sister and have her in federal custody. Police consider the two escaped inmates armed and dangerous. Call 911 if you see them. Rockingham County deputies are also looking for someone considered dangerous. They say they're looking for this man, Douglas Schultz, related to a domestic assault and kidnapping. Schultz was last seen in Eden driving a dark blue newer Ford F-150. If you see him, call police. Interest rates have been raised again. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave an update 2 hours ago on the economy and inflation. He said the Federal Reserve decided to raise interest rates by another 1/4 percentage point. The decision comes as the Fed tries to slow inflation and deals with the third major bank failure this year. Powell says the focus remains on the American people.
Our focus remains squarely on our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people.
The Federal Reserve says job growth continues to be strong and inflation remains up, and they continue to work to bring it down. Tuesday Morning announced it is going out of business and closing all of its 200 stores. That's across 25 states. One of the stores still in operation is in Burlington. Back in February, the Dallas-based company filed for its second bankruptcy in 3 years. The business was sold out of bankruptcy last week to a liquidation company. Anyone with a gift card can still use them through May 13th, and all sales are final. Looking ahead, tomorrow, Second Harvest Food Bank will be distributing food in Winston-Salem. It will be at St. Peter's Church and World Outreach Center. Food will be given out starting at 8:45 and until all the food is gone. And Saturday, Food Lion is giving away Lion gift cards. The $100 gift cards will be given on a first-come, first-served basis. It is a limit of 1 card per vehicle. The giveaway starts at 8 a.m. at the First Baptist Church on Apple Street.
Well, Winston-Salem Forsyth County students ditched the classrooms and went to the ballpark today. It was Education Day at Truist Stadium. Several schools visited as a way to get excited before those end-of-the-year tests. The kids got to take part in some fun baseball activities ahead of the game. That was against the Grasshoppers, by the way. They were also there fairly early, and they got to watch the teams warm up. Well, every day that ticks by in May, we get closer to racing, returning to North Wilkesboro at the Speedway there. We're still about 2.5 weeks out from the NASCAR All-Star race at that track. Crews have been working nonstop to get the track ready. Today, officials announced the Speedway will open up to the public for a free open house. You can see all the work yourself next Wednesday. This is May the 10th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. There'll be an official dedication of the stands and the reveal of the Turn 3 Tyson manual scoreboard.
So exciting. Folks have been talking about this for months. We've been reporting on this comeback for years. A lot of exciting stuff. Have you ever been out to that area before? Because
I've
people
been
say
there.
it's a more intimate track, right?
By far. It's they call them short tracks, so it's just a smaller one. And for our neck of the woods, and especially into the foothills region, that was an icon and a staple for decades and decades. I mean, really, since the early days of NASCAR. So to see that return is nostalgic for a lot of people, but it's a family thing, you know, because it's a smaller track. But good luck in getting tickets.
Cool, I know, because we've been talking about it for months. So I know people are probably going to try to buy some and probably try to sell them to other folks.
So true.
All right, well, you have plenty of time to take your 3 bags or boxes of stuff to be shredded at the WFMY News 2 Shred event. Again, we will be there until 7 this evening.
Hi there. I'm sorry I walked away from Jay, so if it sounds bad, I'm getting closer, still getting closer, still. What a beautiful day to shred some important documents. We are live outside the Greensboro Coliseum for this year's WFMY News 2 Shred event. It is the first shred that we have had in almost 4 years. And look at the crowds of people who are coming here today. You know, in years past, people have said that they've waited in line and just kind of sat there for a while. Not this year. Look at this incredible well-oiled machine of cars going through here. At this point, people in line have been waiting or have been driving through this for just under an hour, about 45 minutes, and they've also started to line up outside on Coliseum Boulevard. There are just so many vehicles here, but people have been happy that the weather has been beautiful today. They've been happy that they've been able to shred some of those documents. Eric Chilton, you're going to love this. I talked to one woman. She was blasting the beach music in her car with the windows down. She said, doesn't get any better than this. One woman did say, she told us, she said, well, if you come to this event, you can't plan to spend a short amount of time. So come here, maybe plan to spend an hour, hour and a half. Tanya said really the cheat code for this is come the last hour between 6 and 7 because that's when the lines are much shorter. Lauren, back to you.
Some good advice, Chad, but the lines, they are moving and grooving. We'll check in with you a little later, Chad. And you have a chance to swing into a good cause this week. Doesn't matter how you play. This local Golf to Give Back tournament is helping kids across the globe. Hunter Funk has the course to learn more about the long tournament ahead.
With every and
get in there. Oh, beautiful. We're gonna have a lot of swings. And also with each swing, we know in the back of our minds we're helping to feed hungry kids.
Scott Hahn is Feed the Hunger's Chief Operating Officer. It's a nonprofit in Burlington that serves kids fresh and hot meals across the globe.
We're helping some of the very poorest children in the world have an opportunity at education. And so what we're trying to do is help brighten their future. And so we want to provide nutritious meals for them. We provide school supplies to them, hygiene items, and also Bible.
This Golf to Give Back event hopes to drive in more money for Feed the Hunger. All week long, golfers can hit the greens. And this event isn't just a hole-in-one for the triad, but it's picking up speed throughout the states.
Even there's a group in Texas that they're not avid golfers, but they love Feed the Hunger. And so they're putting together a mini golf, a putt-putt golf tournament.
That group wanted kids to be able to participate. The reason behind doing it, it can change the game for these kids in need.
Luke 10:27 says, love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. And this is a tangible way for us to have fun and to be able to love those in our own backyard, to support those in disaster relief, and support children and families internationally all over the world.
To be a part of the week-long tournament, just register a team of 4 on the Feed the Hunger website. Registration is $96, which pays for a school year's worth of food for one child. Once you play a round of 18, you submit that score and get the chance to win prizes. Like in golf, this gives people the chance to take the ball where it lies and change the outcome of the game for these kids.
We're better together, and there's unity in the community if we come together for one purpose.
It's just something you can't replicate, you can't really explain in words. And so we're helping to feed thousands of kids a day. And so this tournament is a way to sow into that.
There is a big tournament here at Crooked Tree Golf Course on Friday. You do need to register first, but it's a shotgun start at 8:30, okay? So you might be asking, what if I am not a golfer? Well, you can come out and support those golfing, and you can also donate on Friday. Looks like a lot of fun. I saw Christian Morgan and Hunter Funk this morning showing off their skills. They're both pretty good.
Have you seen Hunter when she posts stuff on TikTok?
Yeah,
and Facebook?
she has great form.
She plays. I mean, she's all serious about it. I've been trying to get
good.
my wife into it because I played golf growing up and I loved it, but then I went through just like I hardly play anymore. So I want to get back into it and take some lessons and stuff. And I think it's something a husband and wife can do together for
Absolutely.
years,
My dad was talking about getting my mom out there because some of her sorority sisters do it. My sister took lessons in 5th grade. I kind of want to take it up too. So I think it's a great sport for everyone.
Once we ever get Top Golf, which I think is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Get some practice swings in there.
It's going to be a big deal. Big deal. All right, we're going to take a break and we're coming right back in just a minute.
do that?
He said he had to get out of that.
You can check some big names in music that are coming to North Carolina. The Jonas Brothers announced they have 2 stops in our state planned for this fall. The band will play at PNC Arena in Raleigh in late September before going to the Queen City 2 days later. They'll play songs from all 5 albums at each of their shows. The band became famous on Disney Channel more than 10 years ago. And you can walk this way, talk this way. Those are the lyrics, right? Aerosmith concert. The legendary rock band will play in Raleigh and Charlotte as part of their farewell tour. Tickets for the Peace Out tour go on sale Friday. The group wants to celebrate 50 years together and say goodbye now that they've all turned 70. What a great way to celebrate your 70th birthday with a tour.
A rock concert.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Lots of fun people coming. So I know you love live music.
I do.
Any folks that you're going to be seeing this year?
That's one I'd like to go to now that I've heard that that's going. Not music, but my wife and I are going to see Kevin Hart.
Oh, that's going to be a big one.
Wait.
Those tickets were selling
Gone.
out fast. Yeah, he's a great comedian. For me, I'm going to see Beyonce later this year.
Where are you going for that one?
To Charlotte.
Okay.
And then my sister called me the other day at work. I was like, why is she calling me? I was like, hello. She's like, do you want to see Drake? I was like, yeah. She's like, I need to know within 2 minutes now.
She's getting tickets.
Yeah, because she was getting tickets. She's like, do you want to bring someone? And I couldn't find anyone. She was like, I need to know in a minute and 30 seconds. So I said, okay, we're going to go because I love me some Drake.
That's when you're on the clock.
Yeah, so
I'd go see Drake.
Yeah, I'm going to see him later this year too. September,
I would see Beyonce too. What do you think is the biggest and best concert you've ever seen? The biggest.
The biggest.
From a name standpoint.
From a name standpoint. I think my first concert, I went to a Scream Tour concert, which was several artists. So Pretty Ricky was there, B5 was there, I believe Bow Wow was there, Bobby Valentino was there.
Not Little
Sierra
Bow Wow.
was, not Little Bow Wow. He was bigger.
Yes, right.
Then, so it was a lot of different acts at that time, and that was my first concert back in 8th grade.
I like those sometimes better than the one big name. I like when there's a lot of groups and that kind of thing.
And then they always play their most popular songs, so you can
true.
sing and dance to all of them.
Because you always like the few songs and you have to wait.
And then the other ones that you're just kind of like trying to mouth the words and you don't know that you're like.
It's true.
Don't even know the lyrics.
Don't know the words. That is so true. All right, let's take a look at our forecast. I'll tell you my tip to do that, Lauren. When you're, no, I put my hands up like this, like I'm yelling the words, but I don't. That way they can't see my mouth, and I don't know the worst of all of them. Here's what we're seeing with our forecast. When you look at the time lapse here, clouds moving by today. It was kind of variably cloudy, but more sun than not. A beautiful day. It ended up with clouds in the first part of the day, and then it kind of cleared up a bit. I think we'll stay clear tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. Highs tomorrow finally pushing back up to the upper 60s, and in the southern Piedmont, I don't think it's a stretch to say we'll see some low 70s. Beautiful day for Thursday. That's kind of a day if you need to get outside, or if you're lucky enough to work remotely, take it out to the patio. It's just going to be a beautiful day. Now it starts out chilly, so in the morning hours you're going to see some low 40s. Right now though, it's 60 in Greensboro. Winston-Salem, you show up at 61, High Point 62. Asheboro chimes in at 61, Mount Airy 58, and it's a cooler 49 in Galax. Winds still up there today and maybe tonight, but it's really by Thursday I think winds become less breezy. It's more of a light breeze instead of flat out winds like this. Wind gust of 35 miles per hour in Greensboro. Look at the higher elevations though. Galax a 36 mile an hour gust, but Boone 47 mile per hour wind gusts since midnight last night. It is windy and blustery out there. Hour by hour, we go into the 50s by as early as 7 o'clock and then breaking into the 40s by midnight. We're thinking, and since we have a clear sky, it'll cool quickly, that we make it down to about 42 degrees for the overnight low tonight. We're clear for now. All that precipitation lifts to the north. In fact, if you look at the systems here, we're kind of caught between the low and the high, and that makes it windy. But on Thursday, that high will move in, clear us out, and it will start to warm us up. We go in a warming trend after Saturday. So Friday, 72, kind of a nice day there. A rainy Saturday and 65. Sunday, partly cloudy and 73. It is a beautiful week next week. Monday through Wednesday, 78, 81, and 82. Look for partly cloudy skies, and those rain chances on Tuesday and Wednesday are just slim. Anytime we get in the 80s, we can't rule out those summertime kind of pop-up late day storms. So just think about that summertime pattern where pretty much it's sunny during the day and then we have that slight chance. Overnight lows though, coldest will be tomorrow morning. Even that Saturday morning low is very mild at 52, and then we lock in the 60s and 80s for Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, our normal high is 75. So once we make it through the weekend, it's above normal temperatures for a change for the first half of next week.
Hey guys, we're live here at the WFMY News to Shred. We could not do it without these guys.
Yes,
that's
how you doing?
The Tau Omega Guy chapter of Omega Sci-Fi. They're fantastic volunteers. They're helping put the muscle into the shred, getting all of the boxes and the bags out of folks' cars and into the shredder, making sure that we protect your identity. If you've got time to come down, we're here until 7 o'clock tonight.
The Federal Trade Commission says shred your credit card and you.
Hey, in case you need me, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
There, 1, 2, 3. Listening to Brad talk about Google Street View.
I'm trying to figure out a way to hook this to my shirt. Give me a second, please.
1 second. My thing is mic check.
Mic check Tim, they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mic check Tim, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, just want to confirm, I am doing a quick top of the 5 p.m. shred teas, yes? Like the cold open?
Yeah.
Hey, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
It's time for my 2 cents. During 4 to 5 this week, we talked about picking up new hobbies. Some of you said you would like to learn how to quilt or even take up scuba diving. I know I personally have a few activities I'd like to dabble in myself. During my recent trip to Napa Valley, I had the opportunity to go horseback riding. It was a great experience. The horses were gentle, the trails were beautiful, and I felt at peace during the ride. I immediately knew this was something that I wanted to try again. Whatever it is you are interested in trying out, health experts say picking up a new hobby is good for your overall health. A recent study found time spent on leisure activities was linked to lower levels of depression, stress, and lower blood pressure. Hobbies are great for building connections and meeting new people. Hobbies can challenge you and help you find a new purpose in life. Maybe your next hobby is something you've done before, but life's busy schedule got in the way. I enjoyed painting and drawing as a kid. My mom even signed me up for art camp. Maybe it's time I try to pick up a brush again. This Mental Health Awareness Month, I challenge you to pick up something new. You may be surprised at how it will make you feel. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We are helping you protect your identity. Our free shred event happening right now. Look at all those cars. You have time to get your documents shredded too.
Plus, the push for new gun laws continue in our state. Hear both sides react to possible changes